Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time we're diving into secrets of the millionaire mind. We always hear that rich people think about money differently or manage money differently.
Right.
But this book really gets into the why behind it,
Mm.
and it honestly gets into some pretty counterintuitive stuff. So
Mm,
are you ready to get into some wealth-building mindsets?
absolutely. The book challenges a lot of assumptions about wealth,
Hmm.
and that it's just about luck or high salaries or things like that. Really, it comes down to the systems you build even more than the money you make.
Okay, so let's jump into one of the biggest ideas from the book, the financial freedom account,
Yeah.
the FFA. 10% of every dollar goes into this account, never to be touched directly,
Right?
only for investments and passive income. Why is this so central to the millionaire mind?
It's not just about saving money. It's really about building the muscle of consistent investing.
Yeah.
There's a great analogy in the book. Imagine like a little kid who drops their single scoop of ice cream on the floor and then immediately wants a triple scoop.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to give them more ice cream?
Exactly.
No, they can't handle what they had. So the FFA is like proving to the universe, like, we can handle steadily growing wealth.
That's right. Starting small,
Start small.
you know. And the book even gives an example of Emma, who was nearly bankrupt. And she started with just dividing a single dollar into all her different accounts.
Wait, so like a single dollar?
A single dollar.
How does
Now,
that turn into anything?
it's about the habit. It's about demonstrating that commitment. So what Emma did was she doubled her contributions to her FFA every single month. Within 2 years, she had $10,000 saved up.
Wow.
And that's not just luck, that's strategic, consistent growth.
That's incredible. So that is very inspiring.
Mm.
Anyone can start, no matter where they are financially.
Right.
But the book goes even further than that. It even suggests that, if you're borrowing money, borrow an extra dollar just to practice managing it.
Yeah.
That seems a bit extreme.
It's about, building that money managing mindset early on. Like any muscle, the more you use it,
Yeah.
the stronger it's going to get.
Okay, so even if it feels symbolic at first,
Mm-hmm.
it's setting the stage for bigger financial moves later on.
That's right.
I love that the book also gives us a tool to visualize this, the money magnet jar.
Oh, the money magnet jar is brilliant. It's a physical reminder sitting there on your desk, on your shelf, to constantly be on the lookout for opportunities to add to it, whether it's spare change or a few dollars that you saved by bringing your lunch to work.
I love how the book ties that to the psychology of building wealth. Like, you're not just saving money,
Yeah.
you're reinforcing this idea that you're actively attracting money.
That's right.
But, saving all the time can feel restrictive.
Absolutely. And that's where the play account comes in. And this is where the book gets really fun.
Okay.
Another 10% of your income goes here, but you're supposed to spend it all every single month on pure guilt-free enjoyment.
Okay, so we're having fun now. So it's not just about, being responsible. It's about enjoying the wealth that you're building. Why is that so important in the grand scheme of things?
Well, you know, if you deny yourself constantly, that can lead to those "I deserve this" splurges that just blow your budget. So the play account is about conscious, deliberate enjoyment. It strengthens your abundance muscle, just like the FFA.
I like that abundance muscle,
Yeah.
and it sounds a lot more fun than staring at a spreadsheet.
Yeah, the book even has this image of, someone walking into a spa, dumping all of their play account money on the counter, saying, "Give me the works."
I love it. It's about experiencing abundance in a tangible way.
That's right. It shifts your mindset from scarcity to "I have enough to enjoy life and build wealth at the same time."
Okay, that's awesome. So we've got the FFA for long-term growth
Mhm.
and the play account for like guilt-free fun. What about the rest of our money? Does the book just say, figure it out?
No, not at all. It recommends a system of several other accounts. We've got necessities, long-term savings for spending, education, and a big one, the give account.
I think a lot of people hear give account and they think, okay, that's charity. That's later when I'm rich.
Right.
But this book frames it differently.
Yeah, it's not just about donations. It's 10% of your income specifically for cultivating generosity,
Yeah.
which the author argues can actually boost your ability to receive. He uses this phrase, money miracles.
Okay, that sounds a little out there.
Yeah, it might sound a bit woo-woo.
What does he mean by money miracles? Is it like winning the lottery?
Not necessarily. Think of it as the universe, or maybe just your own resourcefulness, opening up opportunities because you're demonstrating this giving spirit. It could be a chance meeting that leads to a great business deal, or finding a mentor, Who helps you level up your skills?
Okay, so it's not about waiting for this magical windfall.
Right.
It's about becoming more receptive to the good things that are already happening or could be happening.
That's a great way to put it. And the book argues this applies even when you're not flush with cash. Volunteering your time, helping someone out. Those are acts of giving, too, and they build that same abundance muscle.
Like you're proving to yourself that you have enough to share. So there is enough to go around,
Exactly.
which kind of ties into the theme of the book, which is mindset.
Absolutely.
You can't just mechanically follow these breakdowns. You have to shift your thinking.
You have to shift your thinking, yeah.
The book calls it Developing a Millionaire Mind. And it gives us this story of John, who at first hated the thought of managing money. He compared it to running. Like he loathed it at first. But as he stuck with it, he started to see results.
Right, like with any new habit, the payoff isn't always immediate.
So John went from zero net worth to over $300,000.
He did. And he said as he saw his finances improving, managing money actually became kind of enjoyable. It was about the control it gave him, not just the numbers.
It's like that old saying, you have to make money your friend. It's not the enemy.
That's right.
It's a tool to achieve your goals, whether it's freedom, security, or just less stress.
That's what the book is really about. It's not about being a financial expert. It's about taking control instead of letting money control you.
So if someone is listening and they're feeling overwhelmed, what's like one small step they could take today to start building this millionaire mind?
Honestly, even just tracking your spending for a week can be huge. You can't manage what you don't measure.
That's so true.
Or set up that money magnet jar and just see how quickly it fills up. It's about momentum, not perfection.
It's about sending that signal
Yeah.
that you're serious about taking control.
Yeah.
But the book doesn't shy away from the mental game either. It talks about how our financial habits reflect our deeper beliefs about abundance.
Which is a fascinating idea. You know, if we're always stressed about money, feeling like there's never enough, are we unintentionally blocking abundance?
It's like our habits are a message to the universe, saying, I don't trust that I can handle more, so don't give me more.
And conversely, by managing even small amounts well, are we saying, hey, I'm ready for more responsibility, more opportunities?
The book even suggests using affirmations, like, I am an excellent money manager, and I have a millionaire mind.
Now, I know affirmations can feel a little cheesy to some people, but there's actually research showing that repeating positive statements can actually change our neural pathways, making it easier to adopt these new beliefs.
So even if you don't fully believe it at first,
Yeah.
consistently affirming those positive money beliefs could actually start to shift your reality.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And the book argues this applies to the give account, too. It's
Yeah.
not just about the external act of giving, it's about that internal shift it creates.
It's like practicing the feeling of abundance, which in turn might make you more magnetic to it.
That's right, and it circles back to those money miracles. They may not always be dramatic, but maybe they're happening all around us. We're just not attuned to them yet. Because our mindset isn't there yet.
That's a great point. It's like we're wearing these blinders, focusing on what we don't have instead of what's already available or coming our way.
The book even suggests that managing money is a spiritual principle in a way. By showing that you can handle your finances responsibly, the universe will reward you with those opportunities.
I love that idea. It's
Yeah.
about being a good steward
Mm-hmm.
of what you have, which then opens the door for more to flow in.
Exactly.
But beyond all the mindset stuff, the book does give us some very practical tips.
Absolutely. It emphasizes the importance of tracking your income and expenses, no matter how small.
Yeah,
You know, that might sound basic, but so many people avoid it.
it can feel tedious.
It can. But the book argues that understanding where your money is going is the first step to making conscious choices.
It's like shining a light on your financial habits.
Exactly.
And once you have that awareness, you can start to create a budget that works for you,
That's right.
not against you. It's not about deprivation. It's about aligning your spending with your values
Right.
and your goals.
It becomes a tool for empowerment, not restriction.
It's about deciding where you want your money to go, not just letting it slip through your fingers.
That's a great way to put it. The book also encourages you to set those clear financial goals, both short-term and long-term. This could be anything from paying off debt to saving for a down payment or even planning for early retirement. Having those targets in mind really helps you stay motivated and track your progress.
Gives you something to work toward.
Exactly.
And you know it's an ongoing process, right?
It is. You're always learning and adjusting as things change.
Absolutely. The book encourages ongoing education. about personal finance,
Mm.
whether that's reading books, listening to the podcasts, taking online courses, even consulting with a financial advisor.
You know, it's about taking ownership
Yeah.
of your financial journey and finding the resources that support your individual needs and goals.
So it's not just about learning from external sources.
Right. It's also about paying attention to your own experience. What works for you, what doesn't. What adjustments can you make to optimize your habits?
You're becoming a student of your own finances,
Exactly.
which is so empowering.
It is.
But the book reminds us that it's not about reaching some finish line. It's about enjoying the process and appreciating what you have along the way.
It's about shifting from that mindset of scarcity to one of gratitude. It's about recognizing the abundance that already exists while we're continuing to create that financial future that we want.
Which brings us back to the core message of the book. True wealth isn't just about the numbers in your bank account.
That's right.
It's about the richness of your life as a whole.
It's about your relationships, your health, your experiences, your contributions to the world. It's about aligning your choices with your values and using your resources to create a life that is meaningful and joyful and fulfilling.
And that brings us to the final point. True wealth isn't about what you accumulate. It's about how you live.
That's beautiful. It's about using your resources, financial and otherwise, to make a positive impact and leave the world a better place than you found it.
It's about realizing that abundance isn't something that we chase. It's something that we cultivate.
That's a great way to put it. It's a state of mind, a way of being that allows us to experience the richness of life in all its forms.
Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive into Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, what's one big takeaway that really stuck with you from this book?
You know, for me, it was that shift from the victim mentality around money to like a creator mentality. It's not about blaming circumstances. It's about, recognizing that we do have choices, even
Right.
small ones that can lead to big changes over time.
That is so key. And I like that this book doesn't promise any get-rich-quick schemes or anything like that. It really emphasizes that consistent effort, smart systems,
Right.
and yeah, a lot of mindset work.
Yeah.
It's actually more empowering in the long run.
Absolutely. And it debunks this myth that you need to be like a financial whiz to be successful. The book gives us these clear frameworks like the FFA, the play account, things that anyone can implement no matter their income level.
It's about taking action, even imperfect action, instead of getting stuck in analysis paralysis.
That's right.
What I think is really fascinating is how those small changes, done consistently, really do add up. And the book talks about the power of compound interest, not just with money, but with habits too.
It's like, that saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. You don't need to have it all figured out from the past. You just need to start now.
And I think the book does such a good job of, weaving together the practical advice and the psychological advice. It's not just about spreadsheets. It's about rewiring those deep-seated beliefs that might be holding us back from wealth.
Yeah, the affirmations, while they might seem a little surface level, are a great example of that. It's about consciously choosing thoughts that support our financial growth, instead of letting those old tapes of like, I'll never be rich, play in our heads.
It makes me think, even if someone listening isn't ready to jump into the whole account system, just becoming more aware of their self-talk around money, it's
Yeah.
huge.
Huge, absolutely. What are the stories we're telling ourselves about abundance? Are we focusing on the lack? Or are we looking for, evidence of prosperity even in small ways?
That is such a powerful question for our listeners to think about. Because even if we're diligently following all the advice in this book, but deep down we still believe we're destined to struggle with money, well, that belief might be sabotaging our efforts.
It's like having one foot on the gas pedal and one foot on the brake. You're not going to get very far.
Exactly.
So cultivating that trust and that belief in our ability to create well-being is essential.
I love that. And I think that's a perfect note to end on. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind gives us a roadmap. But ultimately, the journey is up to each and every one of us. It's about taking ownership, building those empowering habits, and maybe even becoming open to those money miracles that might be waiting just around the corner.
Maybe the biggest miracle of all is that shift that happens within us, that realization that we're capable of creating the abundant life that we desire.
To every listener out there, remember those affirmations. I am an excellent money manager. I have a millionaire mind.
Believe it and watch what happens.
Until our next deep dive. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep creating the abundant life that you deserve.